If you want to be able to play through chord changes, there is one scale exercise above all others you need to be doing. That is the continuous scale exercise. Let's check this out. All right, now you can practice the continuous scale exercise with any combination of scales that you like. The first example here, G mixolydian ascending. And I'm just going to play this very slowly in eighth notes. Now that's kind of all the notes that you can reach within one position of G mixolydian down here at the 3rd fret. But what we're going to do is when we get up to the top here, we're then going to descend in C mixolydian. So at the very top, instead of grabbing this B natural here, I'm going to move to the B flat and start descending there in C mixolydian. And I'm going to choose that place because it just kind of lines up in our measures a little bit as being 2 measures per chord. So right there, after the A note in G mixolydian, I'm going to move to the B flat, and now we're going to descend in C mixolydian. Right there with that B flat, you could also choose to play that here. And then start over from your G mixolydian there at the bottom. So here it is, really slowly. G mixolydian ascending. Switch over right there, C mixolydian descending. Again, G ascending. Switch to C. Now the way that you're going to practice this is with a metronome. So now I'm going to play the exact same thing with a metronome at 80 BPM. Switch over. Back to G. So that is the vertical or kind of box scale version of the continuous scale exercise, and what I suggest you do is just keep moving all the way up the neck through all 5 positions till you arrive back at your starting point an octave above. And of course you can do this with any kind of scale. So say you're working on your Dorian patterns, maybe you're ascending in G Dorian, coming down in C Dorian, and maybe you keep that pattern going through as many different keys as you want, going up a 4th every time. So up in G, down in C, up in F Dorian, down in B flat Dorian, and so on, and then cover that through all positions. Okay, this is really going to give you mastery over the neck when you do it like this. And you could also move between different scale types. So maybe I'm ascending in Dorian, coming down in mixolydian, or do this with your melodic minor patterns, etc. Okay, another thing to do here is increase that tempo of the metronome to really start testing yourself and make sure that you can keep up. The key here is to not stop. Not to stop and not hit any wrong notes. Alright, so once you have a pretty good handle of the vertical version through those box shapes of your continuous scale exercise, then start practicing it on string pairs ascending and descending the neck. Okay, so again, we're just going to do this with a couple different mixolydian scales, C mixolydian moving to F mixolydian. Okay, so choose any starting point and any string pair. What I'm going to do here is play the notes on the A and D string in C mixolydian. I'm going to play these in triplets all the way up the neck, get up to this point here, and I'm going to descend in F mixolydian and just repeat that. So here's what that's going to sound like. Turn it around in F. Okay, so that's one version that you could do. You could say start on the D string and the G string pair and then do the same exercise. So say I could start on this E note here, kind of out of that C mixolydian pattern. Start there and start ascending. C mixolydian here. F. coming down. So the same thing applies here. You want to be able to take this on all string pairs, through different types of scales, through a bunch of different keys, and really test yourself by increasing the tempo of the metronome as well. But if you find yourself, making wrong note choices or really struggling or stopping, decrease the metronome speed until you can do everything correctly and then gradually increase it incrementally. All right, the last version of the continuous scale exercise is the most fun but also the most challenging. I'm going to play pretty much completely random, changing directions or patterns within the scales really at random, but the things that I'm going to keep constant or I'm going to change to the new key every 2 measures, and I'm going to keep really consistently on that metronome just playing eighth notes. All right, going to start in C mixolydian and try to make my way through several keys up in fourths. And again, remember, I'm going to play different patterns, change direction at will. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's C. Here's F. Here's B flat. Here's E flat. Here's A flat. So on. Here's D flat. Here's G flat. Here's B. Here's E. Here's A. Here's D. Here's G. Back to C.